What's up, guys? Today I want to speak to you about one of my now favorite books, which is Attitude 101, written by John Maxwell. It is a really light read, but it has really powerful stuff. The reason why I like it so much is because he speaks about attitude and aptitude meeting together in order to get success. And being a team member myself, I can see how my attitude can influence the whole outcome of the company. So it's really important for us to stick an eye out and try to check all those attitudes that we can help switch to the good side. Don't get me wrong, I'm totally speaking about the good side, not the idealist one, but the positive side. And it's just the law of nature. If you put a rotten apple in a healthy bunch, then you're gonna end up with a lot of rotten apples. And it's exactly what happens on with teams. There is this really cool quote I really liked about from Thomas Jefferson that's in the book that says, "Nothing can stop a man with the right mental attitude, but nothing can help a man with the wrong mental attitude either." He speaks about reaching your goals, and there is this really cool example about this grandpa having cheese all over his mustache. When he wakes up, the whole living room smells bad. So he goes up to the kitchen to try to smell something different, but the kitchen smells bad too. So eventually he just goes out for fresh air, and he ends up saying, "Damn it, the whole world stinks." And that's just the perfect analogy for attitude. The world doesn't stink. It is just your mustache. Your mustache. And that's what you have to think of the next time that you're just blaming the world for something that happens to you. He speaks about seeing sometimes challenges as the sunset of life instead of just seeing them as the sunrise of a new opportunity. And this was really mind-blowing for me. Mustache. He makes it a little bit more explicit with this cool example about this trapeze man who he's always worried about falling down, So he keeps looking out to the void, and he's so worried about failing that he fails. When you have your head looking forward to the void, then you're eventually going to head towards it. So at the end, he understands that the net is there to support him and that the net is safe. So the next time he tries to perform the stunt, he realizes that instead of focusing on whatever can go wrong, he needs to focus on getting to the next bar, and he succeeds. To get ahead, we need to fail early, fail forward, and fail fast. And this couldn't be more true. As entrepreneurs, this is so important to us because it's basically our obligation to understand that failure is just a natural way of life. And it's a natural way to success too. So instead of focusing on whatever can go wrong, we need to focus on whatever can happen right and whatever we can learn from our experiences. There is this really cool quote from Horace Walpole that says, "In science, mistakes always precede the truth. And this is just inevitable. In order to get to success, we need to fall often to learn and get to be more resilient people." Speaking of science, Maxwell said that attitude was a habit of thought, and this is quite accurate. You see, we build up interneurological connections in forms of nets where the information just goes through. So if we create a habit of thinking positively, then eventually when we're faced up with a challenge, our head will just tell us that we are facing a great opportunity. Go science! And this basically all means that we're individually responsible for our own view of life. There was a really nice saying that my dad used to tell me when I was little. That was, if I allowed the situations to define me, or if I was able to define the situations that surrounded me. So, whenever we're trying to come to this kind of perspective, we can even elevate it to country. Like, for example, the book spoke about this country that did not have any resources but the spirit of the people. So that's how the country got great. And, thinking of my own country, Mexico, I couldn't help but thinking, my country has everything. It's so rich in resources and has every single environment I can think. And still, we are here complaining about the government or just the educational system. And instead of just, whining about it, maybe we can start acknowledging that we do have the power to make things different. And doesn't matter your age, because yes, a single drop of water makes a huge difference when you're getting wet. And to sum all this up, I'm going to end up with a really nice real-life example of how you can view life. I knew this beforehand, but I didn't really remember until I read this book. It speaks about the bumblebee. Scientifically, it's impossible for the bumblebee to fly. Nope. And yet, The bumblebee is unaware of this fact and it can still sting you in the air. So the next time you feel that life is hitting the hell out of you, just remember that you can be a bumblebee if you want to be one. Remember that we are individually responsible for our own view of life. So that was all, guys, and I hope that you enjoyed the video, but mostly I hope that this helped you gain a little different perspective. I know it certainly did to me. So definitely recommend the book. Go look it up. Go look it up. And then let me know what you thought about it. So see you guys in a while and talk to you soon. I lost my sombrero, okay?